Hey everybody, this is Chase Batiche. I'm here with a Witchy Bitch weekly message. This week it's all about the full moon in Leo because I love to talk about the moon. The moon's my shit. And I want to talk about it every other week when we have a new and full moon, because the moon is the undercurrent. The moon is the shadow. The moon is the feminine realm. The moon is the subconscious. It rules our physical reality. It rules our emotional reality. And I think that the more that we can become more in tune and begin to bring light to the darker aspects of ourself, the nighttime, the lunation period, and begin to shed more conscious awareness on that part of ourselves, the more insight and clarity we can have about our own selves, our own relationships, and we can begin to emerge clearer and more distinctive with ourselves and with everyone else in the world. So full moons, just to give you a little bit of a background, full moons are really, they are the heightened, the moon rules, like I just said, emotion, the undercurrent, it rules the undercurrent, it rules the currents of our oceans as well as our own internal currents, the physical moon. In astrology, it's exactly the same thing. It's your internal self, it's your subconscious, it's the night, it's the yin, it's how things are not totally seen but totally felt. It's the intuitive realm, it's the feminine, okay? And when we have a full moon, we have this real power of emotion. It's like the maximum power of emotion kind of getting expressed, being seen, ruling this emotional power over us. And it rules over men and women. There's this whole idea that the idea of lunacy, when people are acting crazy, that comes from the moon, and it generally can come from full moons. And everybody knows there's heightened activity in when there's a full moon, like cops talk about it. There's much more emotional energy. And because we're a culture that doesn't really honor the truth of emotion, it kind of can come out in crazy ways if we don't learn how to fully channel it and see it for what it is and begin to give ourselves the opportunity to work with the energy. So this week is a full moon in Leo. Leo energy, is at its highest, is really all about authentic expression. Expression would be the word I would give to Leo. Leo rules children. It rules, innocence, pure levels of play, innocence. And in that, expressing the truth, no matter how silly, no matter how dumb, no matter how anything it may be, and allowing yourselves to be that. That's why so many actors are Leos. Because it's kind of being able to play a role. Leo rules the heart. It's all about courage. Its energy is really about being unafraid to put oneself out there, simultaneously feeling the need to be seen. But in its highest, it's more about the truth of the authentic expression and being unafraid to be seen. I think in its lower energetics, it's about putting the self out there and needing to be seen to get approval, attention. It's all about the ego. And the lower realms, Leo, is all just about the ego. It's about the material. It's about just the exterior. On its highest realm, it's really about allowing oneself to express what is internally and what is internal. And this is what I truly, truly, truly believe with all the work that I've done and all the spiritual work that I've done. I really, really believe that one of the most fundamental gifts one can really give themselves is tuning into what it is that your soul authentically wants to express and allowing yourself to express that. Because there's so many layers of it. It's because when we were children, we didn't have any filter of how we expressed ourselves out in the world, right? We just did. We did what we felt. It was spontaneous. It was organic. It was natural. It was fun. And but society, our parents, teachers, whoever puts these rules. No, don't act like that. That's not right. That won't be accepted. No, I want you to be like this, I want you to be like this, I want you to be like this, and I need you to be like this. So all this giant energy that's on sides kind of gets pushed out, pushed to the side. It becomes dark energy. It becomes shame, guilt, unattractiveness. And what happens is we start feeling like we must be perfect. We must perform in this way in order to be seen worthy. And so our idea of what it is that we can do in the world gets very limited. And so what I'm going to ask you all to do for this Leo full moon is to try to begin to access. So that energy that's all to the sides, that's your shadow. That is the truth of what your authentic expression is. And in there's a little boys and little girls that have felt neglected and unseen because of their authentic truth. And whoever, and at this point in our lives, we are the ones that must heal ourselves from any emotional wounding. And so it's really about us going back into the quantum time, because there is no linear time, and visiting our own inner child, our own inner kid, and allowing them, beginning to access whatever it is that they truly, truly want to express. Who are they? What is it that they really want to do? I think that, it's like we have such a limited idea of even what art is in our world. And, there's the fine arts of painting, and there's this kind of art, and there's that kind of art. Man, we are in such a new era of all kinds of possibility and breakdown. Now is the time to completely reinvent what art is to you. And expression is art in all its forms. And start to ask yourself, what does my soul yearn to express? And I'm telling you, it took me years to kind of get to the point that I started making these videos and expressing what I needed to express, which was this really kind of, my expression is the shadow. But I'm doing it through a Leo lens. I have Leo rising. So it's like Leo rising is how you come off to the world. But the full moon in Leo is begging us all to ask ourselves, what is this authentic expression in myself that I am ready, that I am yearning, that I need to start honoring in order to feel more whole? Okay, that's something that you can ask yourself. So there's a great and beautiful trine that's happening on the full moon. That's going to be a trine to Mars. And, Mars is the planet, it's the masculine energy. It's the planet of go. It's the gas pedal. It's the movement. It's the aggression. It's the energy we need to get things going. It's pushing forward. It's courage. Those Mars and Leo energy interact really well together. They really can fuel each other. And so this is really, you have this extra energy from Mars. A trine is a harmonious aspect. So there's going to be Mars harmoniously interacting with this energy of the full moon. And you can say, okay, you're getting like a green light, like to open yourself, to begin to ask yourself, where in my life can I begin to express more authentically? Expression. And we can really start to do deeper work where we start, the low road of Leo is like, I need attention. I just need attention. And, as I've gotten older, of course, like, yes, we all need attention. all of us were neglected somehow. Okay. But as I've gotten older, I've realized that the true attention that I am seeking and that we're all seeking is actually giving myself attention. And this is the deeper kind of shadow work that I'm talking about, because what we're constantly seeking from partners, from friends, from parents, from everybody out externally, this thing that actually we're the only ones that can truly give to ourselves. Because once we rely on these external sources for attention, we're going to be reliant on them for attention all the time. And if they stop giving it, we're going to be lost, empty, and we'll feel untethered, and we'll feel unwanted. And so the true reclamation and reintegration and to become whole, truly whole, is to actually begin to give ourselves the attention. And what I mean by this is kind of what I was saying earlier about the inner child work is, simply doing a deeper meditative exercise where you sit with yourself quietly and you begin to ask yourself, you can simply sit with yourself quietly and ask yourself, ask Spirit, where in my life do I yearn to express? And then you can sit there quietly and kind of listen to whatever it is that you get. You can simultaneously ask, where am I blocked? Why am I blocked from expressing my truth? Where am I blocked from expressing my truth? From my authentic expression? And what may happen is you may end up getting some memory of some event where someone kind of stunted you, where you were like wearing a tutu and had, mud on your face and your hair was wild, and your mom or your dad was just like, what are you doing? Put that down, take that off, take a shower, get in the bath, you're messy, you're wild, get it together. And in that moment, part of you was like, oh, I can't be myself. I can't actually express because I'm too weird. I'm too, this doesn't fit in, and it doesn't make anybody happy, and I actually won't be loved or taken care of if I act like this. But it's your truth. So what you can do is you can begin to start sitting with yourself quietly and trying to allow yourself to access that inner child. And simply, you can come up with a time in your life where maybe you had a situation where you were told not to do your truth. And in that situation, come into contact with that little kid face to face and talk to them and give them what they need. But this is not a rational exercise. This is a deeper, fundamental, internal, emotional exercise where you sit quietly and you go inward and you begin to tap that inner kid, inner child, and you start to give them, allow them, open to them, and open to their truth. Because as we do this work, okay, time is not linear. So when we actually do meditative regressive healing, we're actually healing ourselves in the past. There is no such thing as linear time, and it actually affects our present. And right now we have, so the full moon means that it's opposing the sun, right? Because the sun is, the moon is able to catch the full rays of the sun. The sun is still in Aquarius, which I talked about 2 weeks ago, which the moon was in Aquarius 2 weeks ago, which was this energy of authenticity, weirdness, right? Rebellion, futurism. And so when you mix that with the Leo energy, it's like, where in my life do I need to just allow myself to be as weird, as loud, as creative as I want? Ask yourself this. Maybe you need to join a theater troupe. Maybe you need to go outside and scream. Maybe you need to make a mess somewhere. Maybe you need to punch something. Maybe you need to sing really loud. Maybe you need to dance. But where in your life can you open up to beginning to express the truth of your own soul even more? Think about reclaiming and reinterpreting the idea of art and what that means to you. Your life is art. You are art. And opening up to this full moon in Leo energy means opening up to the entirety of yourself, your wholeness, the parts of you that were told to be put away, starting to reclaim those parts, starting to open up to them, and starting to own the weird and wild. Okay? So that is my full moon in Leo forecast for the week. I love you all, and much love.